And next up in the tank, we have Life Insurance Academy Podcast. I'm trying to hype you all up.
Have you ever walked to the door, knocked on it, and froze solid because you didn't know what to say when the client said, "Who are you?" Well, I got an answer for you now. It's called the Final Expense Door Knocking Script. It is guaranteed to get you in the door every time.
10x.
Hello and welcome to the Life Insurance Academy Podcast. My name is Austin Lopes-Severo, and I'm here today with Chris Ball, Zach McElwain, and Roger Short. The LIA Podcast takes you out of the classroom and into the conversations of top producing agents in the life insurance sales industry so you can level up your business. Today we're launching this podcast.
This is exciting. This is our first one. Is this
very exciting?
Is this 001 or is this
00,
one?
episode 00.
Oh, this is 00.
00.
This is like an Easter egg episode.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very
You don't
not
have to
001.
listen to it,
Right.
but if you do,
You want it to be 001.
you're going to learn a lot
Like
about us.
Yes. It's like a Cadbury egg with delicious gooey center.
Wait, was Cadbury the ones with the toys or the
No,
goo?
dude.
No, that's Kinder Surprise.
Oh,
Good work, Roger. Wow.
I've got 3 girls.
And we are sponsored by Kinder Surprise.
No,
Is that
we're
correct?
not.
You'll hear this on a regular basis. You're not sponsored by most of the people that Chris references.
I thought we were. So I'm Chris Ball. Can I say my last name? Okay, Chris Ball. And I have been in life insurance sales for 7.5 years now. And didn't start there. I know that's surprising. Like, I didn't come out of the womb with a tie on and a briefcase, which would have been really weird. No, but my background is vocational ministry. I was a youth pastor for 16 years. And the market changes in 2008, housing crisis, all that jazz. I won't get into the details, but ended up getting laid off at a very large church. They wanted to do more with less because of the, what was going on in the world. But ran into my friend Roger in the parking lot. He said, "Hey kid, come on over. I want to show you how to make $100,000." And
That's not what I said.
it changes every time. But yeah, Roger introduced
did
me
not
to this
say that.
business. Took about 1.5 years to get my sea legs and figure this thing out. And after that, had a lot of success. Invited some people in, built a team, had some success with my team. We did $1.5 million in sales, and love what I do and supporting people and helping them be successful.
The one with the jokes, Chris Ball, ladies and
thank
gentlemen.
you. I tip my hat, sir.
You used the word sea legs. I'm like, sea legs?
Yeah,
You actually
that's-
got sea legs? Is that a thing?
Wait, you're from the coastal region.
Yeah,
you
that's
don't
a
know
real-
Chris is from Michigan, and he's not even
There's
near. He's
like
not in
the
the upper
lakes.
peninsula.
Have
He's
you
not
heard of-
anywhere near the water. I've been there. It
Southwest
smells
Michigan.
different in Battle Creek than
Mm.
than
I'm gonna
Next
look up
up.
the definition while we're at it.
While he's looking that up, we have Zach McElwain.
Welcome. I'm glad to be here. I'm really excited about this podcast. Really excited about to share everything we can with you all. My background's a little bit different. I came into this industry straight out of college. So, just working a few different jobs while I was in college, trying to make ends meet and pay for my tuition so I could graduate debt-free. But other than that, I didn't come out of any sales industry, wasn't planning on it, wasn't really looking for it, but stumbled in this opportunity, and I was able to be I was pretty successful early on and maintained that as I grew and developed my production. I was a top producer in a group for a number of years, and my last full year of producing consistently was a little under $280,000 in annualized premium. Personal production.
Wow.
In 1 year, and I have a few thousand clients on the books, so it's been good, and I love it, and there's nothing better. So I really enjoy training people and trying to teach people to help people get to whatever level they want to get to. So I'm really glad to be invited on this podcast with you all. And although I don't have a massive team or haven't built one like Chris has, or I still love
Team Sports Ball.
Team Sports Ball. That's right.
Zach's
That's
a
an
sports
ongoing.
ball guy.
That's an ongoing joke here because Austin's not a sports ball fan.
Yeah, big sports guy. Grew up in sports, played sports, love watching sports. So, while Chris talks about sponsorships, I may talk about sports.
Roger, let's learn a little bit about you.
Yeah, so my background has been in sales most of my life. Didn't grow up here, not born and raised in this area. In fact, I'm a transplanted Canadian. Moved here in 2001, started a different business in advertising, actually launched into the Yellow Pages business here. I was doing that in Canada. Came down here, started a company with a few other guys. There was 5 of us, and we got a Yellow Pages company off the ground and grew that from just a few markets in 2001 to about 8 states and 48 markets by the time I exited
To Google.
2010. Yeah. Actually, the company's still running. It's
awesome.
still operating. Yeah. So they've launched into a lot of different things now. But in 2010, I was looking for something else to do, to change. And my oldest brother back in Canada was in the financial services insurance business, and so I already had an interest in that, and started to investigate and found out about this little niche called final expense sales, and realized there was a baby boom generation that was retiring, that was kind of a recession-proof market, and so I found out about this guy across the river who was doing that. I went out and rode around with him for a couple of days, and after just a couple of days of being with him, I realized there was a good business here, and wasn't even aware of it before. So from there, we got started, jumped in, tried to figure it out, and then quickly tried to transition into growing it into a company, into a business that we would invite other people into for marketing and contracts. And so my passion is starting businesses and then developing people and growing enterprises with others, I guess, is probably the best way I can.
And you've done that
myself.
with that business in life insurance. I mean, here we are today.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about from, when you started, you said it was just you, but you wanted to be surrounded by people. What have you grown into today, or how many clients are you serving?
Well, now we have thousands. I would guess that there's probably over 30,000 clients on the books. Since 2011, probably is we would look at as a start date. Even though I think I got my license in 2010, it was late 2010. Well over 30,000 clients today. Today we work with agents from Michigan all the way to Texas and everywhere in between. People who are part-time, full-time. People who get started, they're brand new, never did this before, to people who are already, veteran agents, and they're just looking for a different opportunity or support group to be attached to. So, it's an exciting venture. Now we do lead generation, sales training, support, everything from the ground up, essentially, that someone can need. And so that's what we look to do. And so I was trying to find people to surround myself with that would be good assets, like these men here in this room today,
Hey-o.
including you, Austin.
Indeed.
And so we're excited to get into this podcast, man, and get some information out there to people who are in the business at whatever stage they're at. And I'm excited that you get to be our host. So why don't we hear a little bit about you?
Background in creative and geekdom.
Yeah, geekdom. I think that fits
just a
better.
geek. Love just anything really computers. Also love audio. So having a podcast really fits in well. But background in marketing, and built Roger's first website back in
Many years ago.
2011.
Yeah, right around there, maybe
2012.
2012. Yeah.
2012, and got connected and back then, and continued to do work on the side until I came on full time with him. So it's been a fun journey, seeing the group grow, to see all the people come by, and so having this podcast, really excites me, because I think we're going to take the impact from our business standpoint and grow it nationally to all of our viewers.
Yes, and as far as Life Insurance Academy, it's a project we are really excited about. It's something that we developed basically out of our time with agents, training them, helping them be successful from start to finish, from the very beginning of your mindset to submitting an application or following up on your business to make sure that it got submitted correctly. We've I say linked arms with people to help them be successful. And in our time, we see that there's a I guess a lack of quality business that's happening in the industry. Is it okay to say that, guys? Is that all right? Yeah. And we wanted to be a good support system for people to be successful. So that's why we developed life
There's a lot of
insurance
S's in that
There
sentence.
was. I got backed up. It was like an S traffic jam. But, so that's why we developed Life Insurance Academy, and it's a great site where people can jump on, and if they want to figure out how to door knock, there's a video on there. There's a training slides. There's some quizzes that they can learn. If they want to figure out how to do a quality presentation with a client, they can jump on there and start clicking the keys and figure out how to what it means to do tie downs with a client. Now that might sound like a funny thing to say when you have no context to what a tie down is, but making sure that the client is along with you during the sales presentation. But we're excited about all the content that is available on there. But we also wanted to transition to being able to have an audio format where people were entering the field and they're driving or getting ready for the day. And if there's something they want to brush up on, they can pick a podcast and toss it on the old audio machine like a phonograph or the 8-track.
I have a cassette in my car.
You could use that. This is what you're gonna do though. You're gonna get your MacBook out and then play it and then hit the record button on your cassette player. And then you can use it that way.
I don't think it works like that.
I don't know. I'm no expert.
Zach, throughout working with Chris on Life Insurance Academy, you all really built out that resource. What do you hope people gain from the podcast?
Well, simply, when it comes down to it, we just want to be able to provide value to anyone and everyone that we can, and ultimately profitability. If there's something that we've learned over these years or our experiences are messed up, that we have a new person that's listening to this, that if we can bypass or skip some of those speed bumps that we hit on the way, that would be nothing, that would make us happier. And, also just to be able to, teach people and set the expectations and carve this path that they can take so they become profitable and have a very successful career in this industry and as a whole improve everyone.
Yeah, we have agents that work with us on a regular basis, and I'm sure you guys are listening today. This podcast is for all of you, as well as any new people that may just be checking out this industry, or maybe in the industry, working with another organization or as an independent, and you're just looking for a place for more information. So we want to be that resource because this is what we do. We do life insurance sales. We do mortgage protection sales. We do some annuity sales and final expense sales. And we've done a lot of them. And so there's a lot of knowledge that we can share. And I'm sure you're going to get to hear a lot of that, and techniques and experiences and perspectives. And I think that will give a lot of context to what people are trying to accomplish every day. And certainly I know it would have been a tremendous resource for me when I first started. So this is kind of born out of a self desire. If I could carve out the exact ideal environment to come into, I would have loved to have something like this that I could have plugged into, and then to have an online web resource like lifeinsuranceacademy.org, and then all the tools and pieces that go with it, and not just the videos and the written content and the slides and the assets that are a part of that you can download and other features, but to be able to get on a weekly basis and have a conversation essentially, because I feel like that's what a podcast is, with guys who know what they're doing, guys and girls who know what they're doing, and you can listen and it brings context to what you're doing today, literally on the way to an appointment at 9, at 10, sit with a client and have context about what am I trying to accomplish today on this. And so that's what we're hoping it becomes. We want it to be a resource for people in a conversational style.
And like Roger said, we hope to release this on a weekly basis on Wednesday mornings. So to make sure you get each episode, make sure you hit that subscribe button on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts. And spread the word. We, like we said earlier, we want this to be a resource for as many agents in the industry as possible, or those that are just considering entering the industry. So definitely share it. Follow us on social media at Life Insure Acad. and you'll see a lot of our posts. We'll be able to post upcoming episodes. So if you have questions around that topic, you'll be able to ask them there. And like Roger said, we're building out the website for this podcast so that it has resources that we may mention, or if we mention books, or if you just want to, go back and listen to certain episodes, you can search for that. So the website is liapodcast.org. And if you want the full Life Insurance Academy online resource library, that's lifeinsuranceacademy.org. We will catch you in our next episode. We're super excited about it. Episode 1 or 001.
There's 001, Chris.
There's the 001.
There's the 00.
There's the 001.
James Bond.
Da-na-na-na.
Thank you. I couldn't do it again.
Pretty sure that was 7 for him, though.
You're right.
There will be an episode 007.
So there, Chris, you can profile your vocal skills there.
Okay.
On that
I
day,
can do
you
that.
can actually dress up as
We
James
should.
Bond. We are excited to join you, and we'll see you in the next episode.